more confidential, most confidential. Guhyam, Guhyataram, Guhyatamam. Okay, the three things. So what is Guhyam in Bhagavad Gita? In the second chapter, what we learned? What is the confidential thing in Bhagavad Gita?
We are not body, we are spirit, soul. Hare Krishna.
Dehinosmin yada dehe kaumaram yavanam jara. So in that sloka, we learned that we are not this body, we are spirit, soul. So that is confidential thing, because that is also an important thing. Okay, so that is confidential. And more confidential, where did we learn? Which chapter?
7th and 8th chapters, Mataji.
Raja Vidya Radhavayam.
9th chapter, sloka number. Can anyone recite that sloka? What are the 4 things Krishna said? Manmana
Bhava Madbhakto Matiyaji Mam Namaskuru Mameve Etsasi Pratijani Satam Eva Priyoshi Me.
No, that will come in this chapter. There we saw Mame Vaishasi Yukta Evam Atmana Matparayana. Mame Vaishasi Satyam Te Pratijani Priyosime. That will come here in the 16th chapter, 18th chapter, 65 sloka. The same sloka, but then it repeats. Okay, so that is that means what? We have to do devotional service to Krishna. Okay, and in this chapter we will see in this chapter we will see the most confidential knowledge. Okay, that is 18.66, where Krishna says, Sarva Dharmam Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papepyo Mokshayishyami Ma Shuja. Okay, to give up all the religion and they surrender to Krishna. So yes, 18th sloka. So we stopped somewhere here. Now we saw the 5 causes of action. Okay, that is required. The place of action, somebody who does that. Then the endeavor, the senses, and finally the super soul who sanctions it. And for any activity to take place, that should be the soul who desires it, super soul who sanctions it, and the 3 modes of material nature who carries it out. Okay, so for any action to take place, these 3 things should be there. So we think we are the doer, thinking oneself as the doer, that will bind us into this material world. One who thinks himself the only doer is not considering the 5 factors is not very intelligent. So we saw this, and then so the 18th sloka says, Jnanam cheyam prajina Parijnata Trivita Karma Chodana Karanam Karma Karteti Trivita Karma Sangraha. Knowledge, the object of knowledge. Knowledge, the object of knowledge, the knower are the 3 factors that motivate action. The senses, the work, and the doer are the 3 constituents of action. So yes, so 19 to 40, we'll see how these 5 factors are dictated by the material modes. Jnanam karma cha karta cha tritaiva guna betata prochate guna sankhyaane yatavat shrinu tani tanyapi. According to the 3 different modes of material nature, there are 3 kinds of knowledge: action, performer of action. Now hear them from me. So okay, so Krishna is describing knowledge, action, and performance of action in 3 modes. So knowledge in 3 modes. First is in goodness, knowledge of the soul. Okay, so to know about the soul, that's what I said, when you all come to Bhakti Shastri course or to study something in spiritual life, we need to be in the mode of goodness, Sattvagun. Otherwise, we can't learn. So that's why Prabhupada also calls something as the magic food. Does anyone know what is magic food? Prabhupada says, which is the magic food?
Krishna Prasad, Mata.
Prasad is more than magical food. It's transcendental. You can't even give any material quality to that.
Chanting?
No, magic food. Okay, chanting is a food for the soul, but magic food for the body as well as for the soul. Food, it's a food item.
Laddu.
No. Prabhupada says Dilli. Prabhupada says, Dilli ka laddu jo khayega wo pas jayega, nahi khayega wo bhi pas jayega. Does anyone know that?
Yes, yes, yes.
Can you explain that in English, Siddharth Prabhu? What does it mean?
Hare Krishna. दिल्ली का लड्डू जो खाएगा वही पछताएगा, जो नहीं खाएगा वही पछताएगा.
Means?
On the material, plane, it is it's also kind of a simile for marriage also. Like,
Yeah.
it's also a simile that if somebody marries, he also, I mean, he will also repent, and who doesn't marry, he
Doesn't.
also repents.
Yeah. So if a grihastha sees a brahmachari, a grihastha will say, "Oh, you're so lucky. You didn't even get married. You're so fortunate." But the brahmachari will look at the grihastha, enjoy, means doing an devotional service with his wife and kids. And the brahmachari will like, "See how good the grihastha is. He have a partner who helping in Krishna consciousness." So Prabhupada says it's like the Dilli ka laddu. It's a very famous laddu in Delhi. That jo khayega, those who eat will repent. Oh, I hate so much of sugar. I'll get diabetes. And somebody who didn't eat will say, I never ate that laddu. I feel so bad that I didn't eat. So marriage is like that. Those who are married will think, oh, without marriage would be nice. And those who are not married will think, oh, after marriage it would be nice. So that is, no, magic food is something else. Prasadam is transcendental. You can't even, magic is a material word. Prasadam is over, above the three modes. So we can't say it's a, means Prabhupada says it's a magic food, which is cow's milk. Okay, cow's milk. Why? Because it will help us to develop finer tissues in the brain. You see, ISKCON, how the prasadam is. Normally, after Mangalarati, Darshanarati, means chanting, and then Darshanarati Bhagavatam class. Then when we have prasadam, it will 9:30, 10 a.m. Now, we also, our routine is like that, 10 a.m. You get up at 3:30 a.m. and then 10 a.m. you're having prasadam. So you feel like you're full, you can't take lunch. Then what happens? You skip it and it will become 4:30 offering. That is evening, it will be like dinner also covered. So night, most of these ISKCON devotees don't have prasadam. What they do is, you can see, especially in ISKCON Vrindavan, near the Goshala, there'll be big queue, like the cow's milk that's coming. Every temple has a Goshala. Even now, our temple has like two cows. One is Balram's mother, calf, which is a boy, and then another baby calf that is Mugunda Priya, that's a girl. So both of their mothers are giving milk, Ganga and one more. So they're giving milk, and that is offered to Radha Govinda at the night. And the devotees take that. So that cow's milk, which is very pure, nowadays it's all altered, but still, whatever you can, it's available near your house, you should get it, especially for kids. Prabhupada says it will help us to develop finer tissues in the brain, which will help us to get more spiritual knowledge. So you see, those who are drinking cow's milk, they'll be very good at remembering slokas and so many, all this spiritual knowledge, which is in the mode of goodness, because cow's milk is naturally in the mode of goodness. Okay, so knowledge of the soul is in the mode of goodness. And definitely, the cow's milk has to be offered to Krishna, that is true. But Prabhupada calls it as magic food. Always Prabhupada has a glass of warm milk and some Krishna book reading at the night. Sarvabhudeshu yenekam bhavam avyayamikshate avibhaktam vibhakteshu tatjnanam vidisatvikam. That knowledge by which one undivided spiritual nature is seen in all living entities, though they are divided into innumerable forms, you should understand to be in the mode of goodness. So to know about the soul, that Dehi Nosmini Yata Dehita, I am not this body, I am spirit soul. I am part and parcel of the Lord. So that is definitely in pure goodness. That is in the knowledge in form of goodness. So what about knowledge in Rajogana? Knowledge that is derived from various theories coming out of mental speculation. Okay, like thesis, it might be, this might be, all these mental speculations, no? That is in mode of passion. Pritaktveena tu yajnanam nana bhavam pritakvidan veti sarveshu bhudeshu tatjnanam vidirajasam. That knowledge by which one sees that in every different body there is a different type of living entity, you should understand to be in the mode of passion. Okay, so different they don't see it as Pandita Samadarshana. They see as, oh, everybody is different. And what about ignorance? That is knowledge limited to one's own body. Like I'm just like sometimes when we preach, no, for to bring them to Krishna consciousness, they say we are happy in this life and there's only one life, just enjoy. And they don't even know there's life after death. They don't even bother about suffering or enjoying in the next life. They like this life, we should enjoy. They're just concentrated on the bodily platform. That is there's the lowest consciousness. Yattu Krishna vadekasmin karye shaktam ahitukam atatvarta vad alpam chatat tamasamu udahritam. That knowledge by which one is attached to one kind of work without knowledge of the truth, which is very meager, it's said to be in the mode of darkness. So darkness means ignorance, because they think yasyatma buddhi petru dhatuke. Like this body is made up of bile, mucus, okay, kapha, air. So they think that, oh, this body is me. Aham mameti, it is called. Okay, and Prabhupada says that's all more or less like an animal. Eating, sleeping, defending, and mating. Because knowledge, animals also only in bodily concept, no? If you see a dog or anything, just want to sleep, want to eat nicely, mate, and defend. No, they don't want anything else. They don't want to know. They can't. Their consciousness is so limited. But Manishya Janma Paya Radha Krishna Na Bhajiya Janiya Shunya Vishataina. Even after getting human form of life and you don't worship the Lord, we are actually drinking poison. We are called as Atmaha, killer of the soul. Okay, so that is the knowledge limited to the body is in the mode of ignorance or darkness. And also we should understand action in three modes. Mukta Sango Anahamvadi Dhriti Utsaha Samvida Siddhi Asiddhyor Nirvikara Karta Sattika Uchyate. One who performs duty without association with the mode of material nature, without false ego, and with great determination and enthusiasm, and without wavering in success or failure, is said to be the work in the mode of goodness. Okay, that is, he's not attached to the fruits only, like nishkama karma only. Kind of, he's not at all attached. Okay, so that is in the mode of goodness. But when Rajoguna comes, it will be Ragi karma phala prepshur lupto himsatmako shuchi harsha shokanvita karta rajasa parikirtida. The worker who's attached to the work and fruits of the work. Like just you're working for money, and all business, no, so much work, then desiring to enjoy those fruits, who's greedy, always envious, impure, and moved by joy and sorrow, is said to be in the mode of passion. Okay, like, and he's also moved by the joy and sorrow. Like there is a success in business, he's overexcited, and there is a failure, commit suicide or something like that. So much passionate, and he's have desire also, so much desires, and sense of false ego. Okay, so this is called the mode of passion. And that action which is performed in illusion, which is not even bothered about the scriptures and all, that is in ignorance or tamogana, because they're not even bothered about anything. Anubaddham shayam himsam anapeksha cha paurusham mohat arabhyate karma yattat tamasamuchyate. That action performed in illusion, in disregard of spiritual injunctions and without concern for future bondage of violence or distress caused to others, is said to be in the mode of ignorance. So that action which is disrespecting the scriptures, not bothered about scriptures, and that definitely will cause bondage, that is in the mode of ignorance. Okay, so any examples for the action in the mode of goodness from scriptures? Who did that without attachment, without love or hatred, without desire for fruitive activities, results? Yes.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, Bali Maharaj giving in charity.
Yeah, definitely. He didn't, when Vamanadev asked for 3 feet, before that, he asked Vamanadev, you ask whatever you want. He was not expecting anything in return. Not like, and even after knowing it's Vishnu, he was not expecting anything in return. He just gave it the first feet, the earth was taken, whole sky was taken. And the third one, he even showed his own head. He didn't mind he's been pushed to Sutala Lok. So that was in goodness. He was not having any attachment, without attachment, thinking that, oh, he's a king. He was not attached to anything. Yes. And what about passion? Anybody in passion with so much desires?
Dhruva.
Dhruva had desires. Yes, correct. Initially, it was in passion because he wanted to become a better king than his father and grandfather. He wanted a lot of wealth, artho. And that is initially. But as soon as the 6 months he did intense tapasya for that, and as soon as the Lord touched him with his conch shell, then he went to the mode of goodness. He didn't want anything. But yes, initially he was in the mode of passion. He had desires. Yes. And
King Nugra, King Nuga also.
Nriga, yeah. Nriga also, when he gave that cows for charity, he was thinking he'll get punya. He'll get punya. Okay. 25. This one. Mode of ignorance.
Karna also, Raja.
Raja, yes. They had some desire, yes. What about ignorance? Without regarding the scriptures, doing something which is, you can say all the demons were actually kind of not following the scriptural injunctions. They were for violence. They were causing distress to others, no? So all that Rava and Kumbhaka, you can say Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, all they were causing problem to others. So that was in the mode of ignorance. Okay. So also you can see there's some examples here. Also you can see that when Sudama, when he went with this poha, chipped rice to Krishna, he was not okay, even though his wife said, please go and meet Dwarakadesh, but he didn't ask, Sudama didn't ask anything from Krishna. He didn't meet Krishna for anything. Just, it was in the mode of goodness. Krishna reciprocated. And you can see Hiranyakashipu actually, he comes in passion as well as ignorance, because he was so passionate to become a king of even the heavenly planets. Even by the movement of his one eyebrow, Indra used to tremble. So much he did intense tapasya to please Brahma. That was Hiranyakashipu there. And here you can see in ignorance that is done. Parikshit Maharaj initially did put a dead snake. Who was that rishi sitting? Parikshit Maharaj put a dead snake on the shoulders of the rishi. That's how Bhagavad Shamika Rishi, and who's that son who cursed? Shringi cursed him. And that's when Kali actually entered. Yeah, Kali actually entered this material world at that time, because Brahmanas are not supposed to curse, it said. So that's how the Kali descended. Okay. So now we'll see out 30 to 33 is intelligence in the mode of material nature. Okay, the प्रवृत्तिं च निवृत्तिं च कार्य कार्ये भयाभये बन्धं मोक्षं च या वेति बुद्धि सा पार्थ सात्विकी. Or son of Pratap, that understanding by which one knows what ought to be done and what ought not to be done, what is to be feared and what is not to be feared, what is binding and what is liberating, is in the mode of goodness. So somebody who knows that, yes, what is good, what is not good, that in the mode of goodness. Okay, like you can see the first picture. Anybody knows that? Who was that?
Bharat.
Yeah, Jada Bharat. Very good. Jada Bharat was who in his previous life?
Bharat Maharaj.
Bharat Maharaj. And he thought of a deer. He became a deer in the second life. And the third life, he became Bharat Maharaj. And who's that king who's paying obeisance to Jada Bharat?
Raghunandan.
Rahuguna. Okay?
Rahuguna.
Yeah. So Rahuguna. So Rahuguna Maharaj was carried in a palanquin. You can see that. Okay. So 4 of them should hold a palanquin, and the king was going in the palanquin. So, all of them should have a same pace when you walk. If one walk faster, the other goes slow, then the palanquin starts shaking. So the king will get disturbed. So Jada Bharat was one of the palanquin carrier, and he started walking slowly because there were some ants on the road. And then the king got upset, and the king asked Jada Bharat, why are you doing this? And then there it starts, the conversation between them, that Jada Bharat says, I'm carrying this weight over my shoulders, but that weight he actually meant is this body. And he starts transcendental knowledge. Okay, so this nature, that is to understand what is pravrittim and nivrittim. What is pravrittim? What is nivritti? Pravritti marg, nivritti.
Accepting the good things and rejecting the bad ones, Nibruti.
Okay, no, there is another meaning for that. Pravritti doing not okay. Which one liberates us? Pravritti or nivritti?
Nivritti.
Nivritti. Okay. So here it is said, performing actions in terms of direction of the scriptures is pravritti, or executing actions that deserve to be performed. Okay. So pravritti is actually material work what we do, which will entangle us. And nivritti is nirvana, that it gives us liberation. Okay. So that is devotional services. Yaya dharmam adharmam cha karyam cha karyameva cha ayattavat Prajanadi, Buddhi, Sa, Partha, Rajasi, or son of Pradha, that understanding which cannot distinguish between religion and religion, between action that should be done and action that should not be done, is a mode of passion. So they don't know what is right, what is not. The second one, second picture, what is happening there?
Slaughtering.
Yeah, means animal sacrifice is going on.
Animal sacrifice.
But then we know that in Kali Yuga, that's animal sacrifice is it's stop prohibited. It should not do that. But there they offer to Mother Kali and they do it just to have sense gratification. But actually, animal sacrifice is good in which way? In which way it's good?
The
So the
animal
animal
will
which is
go to
sacrificed
the
gets a human life in the immediately he gets a human life in next birth.
I think you can raise your digital hand. It's like so many speaking and I can't even realize. Okay, as Mataji said, it'll get a human form of life next life and it is surpassing its karma. That's what it says. That's all. But what is the condition? Raise your hand, digital hand. What is the condition? What is the... Yes, that's correct. That soul which is getting slaughtered, that body, they'll definitely surpass the karma. Yes, Siddharth Prabhu. What is the condition? But
Condition is that the rituals or the mantras have to be performed by the
yes.
Brahmanas who are not, as of now in the Kali Yuga, not there.
Yeah, that pure Brahmanas who chant pure Vedic mantras, and the power of that mantra will help the that soul to get to surpass all the life and go to human form. Okay, so yeah, that is one way. Okay, to say, and that is the precondition. That is the only condition required. But such Brahmanas are not available in Kali Yuga who can chant such pure Vedic mantras. And also to check a purity of the mantra, also they does this, but that's actually prohibited. What are the 5 things prohibited in Kali Yuga? I think we discussed that. What are the 5 things prohibited in Kali Yuga? 5 things should not be done. One is this cow sacrifice or horse sacrifice. Then
Yajna.
Yajna can be done. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prohibits 5 things in Kali Yuga. What are they?
Mataji, I think it is Ashwamedham, Gavalambam.
Ashwamedham, that is horse sacrifice. You tell it in English. Horse sacrifice, cow sacrifice, then
Palapaitrikam, offering meat to ancestors.
yes,
Pitru.
offering meat to ancestors.
Then Devarena Sutotpatti. You cannot conceive in brother-in-laws with brother-in-law. Like Draupadi, I think. It is not right. Then 5th one, I don't remember, Mataji.
Sannyasam.
Yeah,
Sannyas.
taking sannyas in Kali Yuga is prohibited. But yes, it's still we are doing it because in ISKCON sannyas is given. That's mainly because for preaching, not for anything else, just for preaching. Because it is said that they might fall down from sannyas. Okay, so there, so in Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says 5 things has to be prohibited. Okay, 5 things should not be done because people are so fallen. Prayana alpayasa sapya kalau asmin yuge jana manda sumanda madhya mandamagyu bhatrada. So these are the 5 things. Okay, what is that? Sacrificing a horse, sacrificing a cow, accepting the order of sannyas, offering oblation of flesh to the forefathers, giving meat to the forefathers, and begetting children in his brother's wife. So in that way, in these are the thing in prohibited in Kali Yuga. But other yugas it was happening, but in age of Kali, these 5 things are prohibited. It's basically from Brahma Vaivartana Puran. Okay, it is quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita also. Yeah. So sannyas is taken under the spiritual master, not just like that whimsically you cannot take sannyas. Under the spiritual master you can take for preaching. That is done. Because it's very difficult to maintain celibacy. It is said in Kali Yuga. Okay, and there might be a fall down happening. Okay, so we saw okay. Yeah, this is how we finished. So we saw the knowledge in the three modes. We also saw action in the three modes. Okay. So yeah, here you can see in ignorance how people are. In ignorance, people just the terrorism, all that happens. Dhrityaya yaya dharyate mana pranendriya kriya yogena vyapicharinya thriti sa partha satviki or son of Prada. That determination which is unbreakable, which is sustained with the steadfastness of yoga practice, and which, oh, not the previous sloka. Okay, that which considered irreligion, which is under the spell of illusion and darkness, is in the mode of ignorance. So it is considered irreligion because these people don't even think that the Lord exists. They are all atheists. Most of the terrorist people and all, if you see, most of them, they'll be atheism, or they'll believe in only their religion. They think other religion are all fake. So they are too much attached to it. They give their life for destroying others. And determination at the three modes, that's what I just said now. The determination is just unbreakable. Okay. Anyone, any example for that? Which is unbreakable determination.
Prahlad Maharaj.
Mataji.
Yeah, Prahlad, Dhruv Maharaj is all in the mode of goodness. You can see so much determined, no? Dhruv Maharaj, at the age of 5 years, he was about to go to, he went to the forest. And who went to stop him?
Narad Muni.
Narad Muni. Narad Muni came and said, "You're just 5 years old. Go back to your house. What you'll do in the forest? Who's there to take care of you?" But Narad Muni was not stopping. Narad Muni was trying to check his determination, how determined Dhruva was. He was so determined, you can see here. And in the first picture, anybody know who that is? He was so determined that at the age of 95, he went from Vrindavan to Jagannath Puri to get Malay Chandan for his Gopal.
Madhavendra Puri.
Very good, Madhavendra Puri. So Madhavendra Puri, who is the Param Guru of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Madhavendra Puri's disciple is Ishwara Puri. Ishwara Puri's disciple is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Madhavendra Puri is such an exalted devotee for whom Krishna came as a bluish black boy and gave milk with the pot. You can see, remember that picture. And from there, he came, the Gopal deity came up. And also in the dream, 3 times Madhavendra Puri had dream. And that time the Lord said, I was buried for a long time. I'm feeling so hot. I need Malay Chandan. So at the age of 95, he walked from Vrindavan to Puri. And on the way, he stopped at where the famous pastime happened of stealing kheer.
Khirochora Gopinath.
Gopinath. So Kheer Chor Gopinath happened at Ramuna. So there he stopped, and the Lord stole kheer or sweet rice for Madhavendra Puri in his altar. And he's such a great devotee. So he was so determined at the age of, even that old age, he did devotional service. And Dhruva, yes, he was very determined. But others won't have determination. We feel like, no, most of the time we do procrastination. What do you mean by procrastination? Delaying. Like if we have to pay some bills, we'll feel like, oh, tomorrow I'll do it. So much raining today. And then again, it'll go tomorrow. So postponing things, no? You want to do something and you feel like tomorrow I'll snooze, and just keep snoozing. And most of the time, some of the time we does that, and that actually in the kind of, we're not determined to do it. In the sense that
Father will also come for the determination. I mean, absolute determination.
Yeah, definitely. He was so determined that whatever happens, no matter his family went off, his business failed, and whatever happens, Prabhupada had just one goal and one dream to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. He was so determined. And 1 year, no preaching happened. Today is ISKCON Incorporation Day, right? So 1965, Prabhupada went, and 66 he incorporated in New York. 1 year, there was no preaching happening. Any one of us would have been like, well, let's go back to India because I'm not used to America. Prabhupada never gets Indian food there. He has to walk kilometers and kilometers to go to an Indian store and get some rice dal and cook it. So he was literally living on fruits most of the time. There was no one to help, no money, and nothing was working in America for 1 year. So, but every day Prabhupada used to go to the port, the shipyard, and see any ship going back to India. And he'll see, but he never booked a ticket or he never tried, because his determination was so high that at that age he was determined. He's like, yeah, Avashya Rakshya, Krishna will definitely protect. And then yes, after 1 year, ISKCON was incorporated. So he was so determined, he didn't give up. Even though he had a stroke, he didn't give up. So that was the mode of pure goodness, actually. It's pure goodness. Okay, and happiness in 3 modes. We'll see how happiness is in 3 modes. Yattad agre visham eva pariname amritopanam tatsukam satvikam proktam atma buddhi prasadajam. That which in the beginning may be just like poison, but the end like nectar, which about self-realization is happiness in the mode of goodness. What is the example? Beginning it's like poison, and later it becomes nectar. You had some gooseberries. Anybody had gooseberries? How was the taste? The raw one?
Bitter much.
Initially
Sour.
bitter.
Bitter
And when you
initial,
drink
ma'am.
water, it will become sweet now.
Sweet, yeah.
So it is said that instructions given by elders are like that. Initially, it will be bitter. Oh, why? And then later we'll know it's good for us. So like that, getting up at Brahma Muhurta, and it's especially winter seasons and rainy season, we feel like, oh, I can sleep nicely under my blanket. And but we have to take trouble to get up, take a bath at Mangaluru, chanting. So it looks like poison in the beginning, but it becomes nectar. Once you get the taste of Harinam, it becomes nectar at the end. And what about the Rajoguna? Vishayendriyam samyogat yattad agre amritopamam pariname visham eva tatsukam rajasam smritam. So initially it will be so much of happiness. Happiness derived from the contact of senses with the objects, which appears like nectar at the first, but poison at the end. Anything material. You get a nice phone, something, so happiness in the beginning, but later it become like a poison to us. Because we destroy it, it get destroyed, or anything happens, we'll that same happiness converts to lamentation. So Prabhupada says here, happiness derived from the combination of senses and sense objects should be avoided. Yet agre chanubande cha sukam mohanamatmana nidralasya pramodatam tattamasam udahritam. That happiness which is by the self-realization, which is a delusion from beginning to end, which arises from sleep, laziness, and illusion. Okay, from beginning to end, it's not happiness. So you can see Krishna's pastimes. Okay, whatever past initially, who are those two in the Leela? Nalakuvera and
Manigriv and Nala.
these are the sons of Kubera. So we know that they got cursed and they became tree. So initially, when you hear, oh, you become a tree, it's so much of poison, like in the sense, so much of sadness. But they became trees, Yamalarjuna trees in Nanda Baba's courtyard. And in Dwapar Yuga, Krishna came and delivered them as Damodar. So there's a lot of nectar. There's a lot of happiness there. So that is pure goodness, actually. And you can see Ajamila. Ajamila's case also, the prostitute, there was a lot of sense gratification in the beginning, but later it entangled him. And who are these two?
Jagai
Madais. So in the initially also they were in ignorance. They never knew anything about self-realization, and that it is said that happiness in the mode of ignorance. And purification through prescribed duty of varnashrama. The qualities of 4 varnas are mentioned, 41 to 48 here. Brahmana Kshatriya Vaishya Shudranam cha Parantapa Karmani Pravi Bhaktani Swabhava Prabhavir Gunai. So Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudras are distinguished by the qualities born by their own nature in accordance with the material modes. So by Guna, Karma, Vipakasha, you can see Brahmanas are supposed to do what? What is the main work of a Brahmana?
Yaga and Yaga.
Yeah, Yagam, Padan, Padan, Yajan, Yajan. So they're supposed to do studies, they have to teach Vedas, learn Vedas, they have to do Yajna, they have to ask for charity. So all this is actually a Brahmana's work. And Kshatriya, protection. No, they have to give protection. Vaishyas, Krishi Goraksha Vanijya, they have to take care of the cows and agriculture and all that. And Shudras are the helping mentality. So the 4 of them should should be together. Then only we'll have a good varnashrama system. And the qualities of a Brahmana is mentioned here. Shamo damo tapa shaucham shanti rajavamevacha jnana vijnanamastikyam brahma karma swabhavacham. Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. These are the natural qualities by which the Brahmanas work. Shama, Dama, Tapa, Shaucham, Shanti, Arjavamevacha, Jnana Vijnanamastikyam, Brahma, Karma, Swabhavacham. Okay, so these are the qualities of a Brahmana, pure Brahmana. So in ISKCON also, after first initiation, they watch you for 1 year or so, and then if you're really into deity worship and all that, they give you Brahmanic initiation. So it's actually we have to improvise in the qualities. So that, and what about Kshatriya? Heroism, power, determination, courage in the battle, generosity and leadership. Shauryam tejo dridaksham yuddhe chapi apalayanam dhanam dhanamish ishvara bhavascha kshatram karma swabhavacha. So Kshatriya is like that. And Krishi go rakshavanijya, that is for Vaishyas. Vaishya karma swabhavacham. Farming, cow protection, business. So this is what mainly a Vaishya does. And all this can be attained actually by a help by a Shudra. And in Kali Yuga, Kalau Shudras are all are born as Shudras actually. But by Guna and Karma, we can get elevated. Okay, so peacefulness, self-control, austerity, cleanliness, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness come as the qualities of a Brahmana. And Kshatriya, heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in the battle, generosity, and leadership. Vaishya, farming, cow protection, business. And Shudra, labor actually, service to other Varnas. They're supposed to do that. So every endeavor is covered by some fault, such as fire is covered by smoke. Therefore, one should not give up the work born of his nature, even if the work is full of fault. So we should not give up our work, even though we not be perfect in that. Okay. So one should not give up his natural occupation because there are some disturbing elements. It is said we should be determined. Okay, we'll have a small group activity here. That's serving Krishna with one's occupational duty. So discuss in small group the difficulties, disturbing elements endured in your occupational duty, and discuss how you can engage in Lord Krishna's service through your occupational duty. Like you might be having you might be in different field, even as a householder or as a housewife also. What are the difficulties you are endeavoring during your spiritual life, and how you can engage yourself in what way you can engage yourself in Krishna consciousness. Or okay, so we'll just discuss this. It's more personal application. We can engage in Lord Krishna's service through your occupational duty. Okay, so that's the question. So after that, we'll have our attendance posted. Everyone should join the breakout room. I can see those who have not joined the particular list. Okay, so please join.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I was not able to join the room.
Hare Krishna, you're supposed to click on join. Why you're not able to join? Did that option come? Hare Krishna. Aditi Mataji, Dattatraya Prabhu, Mamta Mataji, please join the session. Hare Krishna, all are back. Some more room to come. Okay.